Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I want to talk about how can you read for yourself. I already made videos about how to receive personally guidance from the angels and spirit guides. I did so many videos about meditation, but in this particular video I'm going to show you the practical step to read tarot cards or anything else to receive guidance on a practical level for yourself. Now, I know a lot of psychic out there and a lot of people out there do prefer to say that you should never read for yourself and it's not necessary, or perhaps you're not able to because either they're born with a gift or you just cannot do it for their belief. But I want you to tell you this, guys, the other people's beliefs don't have to become yours. In my personal perspective, I think the majority of these people, they do it because they're afraid of losing their jobs perhaps, or maybe God knows why they do it, or maybe because they cannot read for themselves, so they have tried and it didn't work out. But it doesn't matter, because those beliefs, the beliefs of other people, they don't have to determine your outcome and your present moment. Your beliefs can, and you can change to shift them and to utilize your natural born psychic abilities on your own. Because as a natural born psychic, I can tell you that I have been close to the realm of the dimension, actually, of the future. I've been reading for thousands of people, even more, since I was a child, even sometimes for my own parents, and I can assure you guys that I know what I am talking about. And moreover, my personal readings have been the one that I did for my own self. They have been the most accurate readings I have ever had in my experience, because nobody knows you better than you, and there is no better thing than being in direct contact with your angels and spirit guides. You don't need anyone else. And when you are in direct contact with source, with higher consciousness, with your angels and spirit guide, even if you are not born as a psychic, they will reveal themselves, and you can go above any type of prediction, even above astrology, because you will understand, like I stated in one of my older videos, Pick a Card Your Future, where I explain to you how the future actually works. You can understand that predictions don't help anyone, but you can determine the outcome of so many situations because time is really overlapping in the system. You can also watch my video that is called The Secret of Life, where in a little pill I explain all of this. So if you want more further information, you can. But you can have direct contact with your angels and spirit guides. And if you don't have money or not even the time to learn tarot, don't worry about it. In this video, I'm going to cover really easy and practical step on how can you ask for guidance, how can you have a reading for yourself, no matter what budget you have, no matter where you are in the world, and no matter even if you cannot go out from your place and buy an oracle deck. There is no limit. The only limit is the sky. And it's not true, again, that you cannot discover who you were in a past life or who you were in general. I believe that everything that it's about self-discovery, it's uplifting for the soul, because the more we empower ourselves to discover who we are, the more we are also helping other people to do the same, because we are leading by example. And the more we discover about ourselves, the more we discover about this existence, because everything is interconnected. Therefore, if you want to discover who you were in a past life, it's not shallow, it's not because you're not thinking or progressing, you're simply doing an inner, deeper discovery. And when you will find who you were in a past life, in some instances, you will discover that this is who you are in the present, and you will see the continuum of the future. Nothing is separated. And remember, the belief of other people don't have to become yours. You can do whatever you want to do, as long as it's for a greater purpose for yourself and others, that it's all fantastic. And your angels and spirit guides will always support you on this. And since I was a child, I always thought maybe I was born with this gift, but I know for a fact that other people can do it as well. I know for a fact that if I was born with this gift, it's not just for doing readings. I can teach other people to empower themselves. I can teach other people that the connection with angels, source energy, God, however you want to call it, is the real power that we have. It's not success, it's not fame, it's not money, it's the connection with spirit. And we can go above any other people prediction. And if you don't want to believe me, these are the words of enlightened masters such as Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita when he teaches karma yoga, such as even Sadhguru nowadays, or Aurobindo back in his own days, and so many others enlightened people. Christ itself. Christ used to be against fortune teller for one simple reason, because he wanted to empower people to take their own decision and connect to the Father within. That is the prominent reason. Not because psychic are bad, but because everybody can connect with the angelic realm. Everybody can connect with source. And you can do it too right now with a simple step. Now, let's discover how in a second. So, first of all, why people say it's very difficult to do a personal reading for yourself. By the way, watch one of my older videos where I show you guys how my old prediction came true. All of them, literally, if you want. So you have some like juicy, like interesting stuff to watch on how this process really works. So first of all, why people say it's difficult to do readings for yourself? Because they're not completely wrong. Let's start in this way. Why they're not completely wrong? Because it's very difficult to detach yourself from your subjective perspective and from your emotion. Let's do a very simple, shallow example. If you want to ask about your boyfriend, your girlfriend, or about a love crush, obviously you're going to be very emotionally engaged. So the risk in asking the cards pretty much is to project your own expectation to the reading. Now, we can have a remedy to this. You're not doomed to always have to ask other people, well, your spouse is going to come in your life, or whatever other guidance, more important probably even than this one, and I'm not judging anyone, of course, you can have it on your own. So the first rule, practical rule, to actually know how to read for yourself is to detach yourself from your emotions and your subjective perspective as much as you can. Even though it's true that empaths are very good at reading other people's energy, though even empaths need to learn detachment, because the actually really good channelers out there are the ones that are empty vessels. Just like an actor interpreting a role, they are allowing a different energy to stream into them and talk through them to deliver a specific message. And they are only able to do that when they can easily detach. Now, of course, you don't have to read for yourself. You don't have to become an incredible channeler. Like, nobody is requiring you that. But one of the easy exercises that you could do to read for yourself is this one. Why? For example, first of all, sit down in a meditation pose, which I made multiple videos, or anything that you feel is comfortable. And first thing that you have to do before even detachment, I want you guys to do a little prayer. Many readers I see, they don't do any type of prayers, and this is very dangerous for so many reasons, because like I explained in my e-courses and multiple videos, if you don't do a prayer, like most likely you are going to encounter a lot of different energies in the astral plane. And like in the world, energies can be of everything, and lower, higher. Like, you could meet even your grandpa. I don't know, anybody literally in the astral plane. What you actually want in order to do a reading for yourself that it's accurate is to call the highest consciousness, to call the angels, and the only, or God or source itself. So the only reason to do that, and don't worry, like, you are going to, when you call that specific energy, you're gonna find that specific energy. There's nothing to be afraid of, even though I know there is a lot of fear. But remember, the beliefs of other people don't have to become yours. And in order to call in an angelic guidance as a prayer, the only thing that you have to do that is very, very important is to sit for at least 5 minutes in a quiet meditation. Enter your point of stillness. In this way, your energetic field can get relaxed and not affected by lower vibration. Try trying to practice the calmness of thoughts. And for a second, for those 5 minutes, realize that you're doing an act of service for yourself. You're doing something pleasant for yourself, something joyful. Something exciting. You don't have to be in fear of anything that the cards or whatever tool you're going to use, we're going to cover that in a second, are going to say. And you must know that every time that you call your angels, you are protected. This is very, very important to understand, because it will literally relax you in this meditation, make your feelings and emotions slow down for a second, and also know that you don't have anything to do and you are acting as a service for yourself. So you sit down in meditation for 5 minutes, quiet your mind as much as possible. Obviously, if you already practice yoga and meditation, you will be already facilitated into this. If you don't worry about it, you can still do it. And after that, with your own words, this is also very important, that's why I don't give any specific example, with your own words, ask for what you believe you want inside the reading. In my case, I always suggest for people to ask the angels, Archangel Michael, Archangel Ariel, which is my favorite, my spirit guide, the lion, my totem animals, and all the energy of the higher consciousness be in this reading for me today. Let me have only messages of truth, love, and enlightenment, so I could better my life and the one of other people. Let there be no negativity or no evil allowed in my personal reading. I will only talk with the angels and the highest of the consciousness. This is what I say for myself and also for my clients, and it really actually works. After that, let's move on again with that part of detachment. Like I said, you don't have to be a perfect yogi and neither a perfect channeler to do a reading for yourself. The prayer is the #1 step, because it's the most important and allows you to enter the point of tranquility and detachment. But how do you become like easily detached if you're so emotionally involved with the situation? Well, let's try to do a game. And I know that perhaps for some of you this might be a little bit more difficult, but let's try to open your mind and become children again. Let this experience be joyful and fun and exciting, and not like something that you have to regret, or something like, oh my god, I'm doing a reading on myself, what if like the cards are wrong? If they're wrong, relax, nothing will happen, you're safe. You can decide and choose at any time that you want. Don't worry about it. So, after knowing that, you can, for example, become a little bit like a child. Take a picture on your phone of yourself and maybe put like even like a statue, a peluche, anything else, like whatever makes you joyful, even your cat if you want, okay? Try to make it fun. And with that picture of yourself, try to detach yourself from your subjective perspective and say, okay, angels, now I want to do a reading for this person. My name is Virginia. So for example, I will take my cards and say, I want to do a reading for Virginia. What Virginia has to know right now? What is the thing that will guide her to the best of her intention? Only messages of truth, love, and light. Like, repeat those words. Now, obviously, when you're going to become more experienced, you don't even have to look at your picture all the time and detach. But at the beginning, this could be a very, very helpful exercise, because for 1 second, only with your imagination, which is the realm closer to source energy, the realm of creativity, you're going to be able to do a reading for another person, and that another person is you. Because remember, you're neither the body or neither the mind. You are an infinite being having a human experience. And if you can see yourself as the character having this human experience, it will be a lot easier to access information from your higher soul, from your oversoul, from source energy. So this is a really easy, practical step. Now, as a third step, what do you need to use? Because after you've done that, you're probably like, okay, but what if I have the High Priestess? What if I have the Magician as a card? What does it mean? What the angels want me to know? Like, I'm freaking out. I just don't understand. Help me. Don't worry about it. If you don't know tarot, you don't have to. I have a video on how to learn tarot and especially the major arcana. I even have a e-course where I explain you how to manifest with tarot, how to read the pendulum, how to talk with your spirit guides and angel, each and every meaning of the card in detail, the history of tarot. If you're interested in all of that and also to do readings for other people, you can go up to my e-course or to the millions of other courses that are available online. Of course, you don't have to come with me, but this video is for everybody. So if you're not familiar with the cards, don't worry about it. You can use anything. For example, let's do a very easy practical example. Let's say that you don't even have cards. You don't trust the cards. You don't find anything personal that speaks to you through the cards. You're not psychic and you just don't want to use them. Well, don't worry about it. Why don't you go around your library or even in your phone? I'm gonna cover the phone in a second. Let's say you have a library, okay, of the library of your parents. Just try, now that you have done the prayer and you have detached, to almost function as a living pendulum. Let your gut feelings, which I know all of us have, it's just a matter of tuning to that intuition, and I have millions of videos about this, but with those gut feelings, not with your eyes, close your eyes even, but just with your gut feelings, direct yourself through certain books, maybe even one book, and ask the question from the angels. I want to know, why do I feel blocked in this period, or whatever you need to know, or what do I need to know right now. I even have an angel oracle book that it works exactly in this way, but you don't have to use my book. You can use any book that you're called to use. I use this for myself. So let's say I want to have guidance from my angels. I already did the prayers, they are here, I can feel them, and I'm just gonna scroll the pages. Gonna be very relaxed and say what Virginia needs to know right now, or Naya, what Virginia needs to know right now. And when I feel it, I open the page. Now, this book is obviously works in a way where it's very specific for guidance. If you have a normal book, which you can use, try to also determine, maybe the number pops up in your mind and you choose the number of the page, or the number of the lines or the number of the line that you need to hear right now, then you need to read. So let me see what guidance for Virginia. Everything will be revealed when the time calls for it. Trust. And I know for a fact, that I was doing a meditation today, and I had this urge, and I was like, I think a lot of things are going to be revealed in this period. A lot of people are going to show their true colors. We're going to see a lot of things. And in fact, I had this message. This message is resonating with me. This method is so easy, and not only it allows you to communicate and read for yourself, but it allows you to know yourself better. Because when you access tools of divination like this one, and you connect with the higher consciousness, you can practice discernment. What truly resonates with me? Can I trust myself? And if I feel that I cannot trust myself, why is that so? When you empower yourself and you practice this discernment, you will never be scammed again. It's impossible. You will know where to go. You will bend your compass at your own need, and you will truly become the manifester of your own reality. You won't need to look even at a chart or anything else that people are saying. You will know where your ship is going, because you're not the servant anymore. You have become the captain, and that is why I am teaching this to you. Now, with that being said, that is one method. Obviously, I'm a big fan also of cards. In my perspective, what I use for myself is two things. I do use angel cards. Why? Because calling in the energy of the angels, for me, angel cards are super accurate. I have actually a video that talks about angels and who angels are. Angels, it's written even in the Bible, they are the messengers of God. They are facets of source energy. And being the messengers carriers. They are the one closest to the highest truth. And when we access the energies of the angels, so we know that because the message is always uplifting, is always loving, and especially it's never contradictory, is always very accurate and consistent. And sometimes they're gonna advise even things that perhaps you never even thought or that you don't like for example, when they say, oh, your purpose is to be free, like you can do whatever you want. Some people don't like myself, they don't like to hear that because there is too much of a choice. We like the things that are more boxed and labeled, but this is also a challenge, and that is why they do that. They do this for our highest good. So you can take an angel oracle deck, an angel oracle book, or whatever, or for example, you can use whatever, and I mean whatever oracle you feel that you are drawn to. And do you know what is my advice as well for this part? Is to take an oracle deck that not that you're scared of, but almost like you are scared of, meaning in other words, not with demons, devils, or things like that, unless you are into that. But I mean that, for example, I give you this example. Another cards that I use is this old tarot cards of mine. This is the first deck that I have ever used in my life. It's been given to me by a dear loved one, and this is the deck that I started my career with. So it's so old, it's so consumed, and this deck has been so ancient and is an Italian deck actually, and it's full of Kabbalistic meaning, it's full of numerology meaning, but especially because my dad is Jew, so I have also the Jewish symbol, a lot of things that I connect with, but at the same time they give me an aura of mysticism and an aura of like, I will never get BS'd by this deck. I just know that this deck is gonna tell me the truth. So I have like that lingering feeling of a little bit of fear maybe of knowing the truth, you know, when we have to be confronted with ourselves, when we have to be confronted with our truth. If a deck gives you this vibration, that is the deck that you need to use in order to do a reading for yourself. So for me, I do a combination of this wonderful deck, which for those of you who want to know what deck is, it's called Enoil Gavat, the Egyptian deck, and I use this deck and the Archangel or Angel decks. Now, let's say for example, you don't want to use books. You don't want to use tarot cards, you don't want to use angel cards, you don't resonate with any of this, you want something else and different, you don't have the money perhaps to buy any of this stuff. Don't worry about it. Do you have a list, a piece of paper or a notepad in your computer or in your iPad? Probably you do. If you have a piece of paper and a pen, I'm a bit old-fashioned, better. You can also do that probably with an iPad, but I still prefer like a piece of paper. Do an oracle deck on your own. And you might say, but how do I do that? Open your mind. Remember, when we're doing readings for ourselves, what is the number one thing apart from the prayer? Detachment. Detach from your subjective perspective and allow your creativity and your imagination to thrive, because that is the state and the realm closest to what you want to know, closest to source energy, to the highest energy. So take a piece of paper and do a little, like how you say, little post-it almost, and write down what comes up in your mind. What would you say to that girl, that boy in that photograph? What would you say to a little child of yours? What would you say to your best friends, to your loved ones? Probably you will put messages of guidance, pay attention to the red flags, or warning, or blessings, or gratitude, or whatever comes in your mind. You can do like 44 little message, which usually is the number of oracle cards there are in an oracle deck, or you can do more than that. And in a ball, you put it all together, you do your little prayer, and then you take out a list of 3 of this message. My suggestion is to start with 3, because usually you can see past, present, or future, or 3 is a really good number to understand a reading for yourself. And if you're using the cards, if you're using the book, if you're using the angel cards or your piece of papers with your guidance, I want you guys, especially when you're doing a reading for yourself, I want you to take a note, an iPad, a notebook, whatever it is that you're using, even your phone, don't worry about it, and write down your feelings, your sensation. And for that reason, watch my video entitled I Predicted This for Myself, how my prediction came true, where I show you my experience. I had a little notebook, sorry my English, notebook, I can speak today, notebook, my book of shadow, and I wrote in there all my prediction. And then you can read them years later and understand how much guidance that was important for you. But for example, some guidance that you didn't listen to, which also I explained in that video, and you could have listened to. What can you learn? And also you open your mind to question yourself, to question reality, and to not question at the same time. Because one thing that I have to give you as a suggestion to read for yourself is to let everything that pops in your mind enter. Don't judge it. Be detached. You can have all the time later to judge the cards and to judge your perception, even when you're doing a meditation. If you don't judge the guidance that you are receiving, even like weird, impossible guidance, the universe will open up for you and it will show you more than guidance, alternative path and creative solutions to the things that you want to manifest. Because at the end of the day, why do you want to know the future? You want to know the future because you want to better your life, you want safety, you want stability, you want love, you want more success, you want to be recognized, you want to be loved. And how can you know that? It's not really about knowing the future, it's about knowing that the action that you're taking in the present moment are going to be effective for the betterment of your life. And if the actions that you're taking in the present moment are not, you want to warning about it. So what a better method than read for yourself and have access to the communications with spirit guides and angels. So this is what I have for you guys. I hope this video made sense. Remember, little prayer, first step, detachment, second step, then utilize tools that you feel confident about. The only tools that I teach in my e-course is the pendulum, that it's a bit more difficult to use, and I think only expert and only people that are really in tune with that tool can use, because it can be very deceptive. But I also know angel readers use the Ouija board to speak with angels and spirit guide, even though the Ouija board is such a scary instrument. And don't use it. Use angel cards, is so much better than Ouija board. But I'm just saying, don't judge yourself for your own taste and preference. Be open. The most important thing is prayer and detachment. Those are the first two important things. All the rest, it's consequently and becomes more natural. Now, if you want to know more about divination and reading for yourself, like I said, I have a course listed down below called You Are the Oracle. You can also contact me personally in my Instagram at Cleopatra Witch, where you can ask me, hey, Virginia, I did a reading for myself. Do you think I should do this or should do that? Obviously, don't message me your entire reading or your entire cards, but I remain available for clarification even under below in the comment section. If you comment, I can answer you, or you can answer yourself and help yourself in this reading. If you want more videos about this subject and me teaching you how to channel, how to meditate properly, to invite your angels and spirit guides, you can watch my older videos, but I can do even more, or how to discover past life, anything along those lines I can do for you guys. Just comment down below. In the meantime, keep in mind, you're never wrong. If you follow love, subscribe to this channel to have more videos like this, pico cards, and so much more. And remember, the beliefs of other people don't have to be yours. This channel was born to empower souls, and when you are empowered, you can change humanity, and you can do good for yourself, others, and for the creatures of this beautiful planet. I love you guys, and see you on the next video.